So, Fear the Walking Dead mid-season finale. Is Madison alive or is Madison died? We have been wondering this the whole season. So it starts off in Madison, in the new lady. I'm bad with names, but the new lady, the one that does the story, has narrated most of the season. They met up before. So you don't, well, you eventually find out that they met previously, but at the beginning of the show is like, well, when is this happening? Is this happening in the future? Is this happening now? Is this happening past? But it did happen in the past, and they had met up. And you in the whole season has been kind of like present, past, present, past. So it's been kind of confusing at moments, but it has turned out to be an entertaining season and tying everybody together and seeing what happened at these particular moments. So we've been wondering what happened. How did the stadium fall? Then on the last episode, whenever they get to the stadium, there all the walkers are locked up inside of it. So you're like, wait a. That don't make no sense. All the walkers are inside. Like, hold up. It was just confusing. So they went to the stadium to go try to help John because there were supplies. And the new lady, what's her name, June, I think she said that's what her real name is. But she went there, where she brought the group there to go get supplies. But they run into all the walkers that were in there. And the old group, Alicia and them, they meet them afterwards. And she's trying to kill June, I guess that's her name. She's trying to kill her because she feels she had something to do with her mother dying. She wound up leaving them and she joined up with the other group. So I guess she just wanted her to pay for it. She wanted to put blame on her. When you kind of see at the end of the episode, it wasn't really her. I thought the woman kind of like set him up or something. But in fact, it didn't really work out like that. It's kind of like nobody had faith in what Madison had faith in. Madison thought that she knew the walls were enforced enough to where a horde of walkers couldn't get in. But everybody else didn't think that way. So whenever they got overrun, instead of staying packed where they would have been safe, they tried to run away and put themselves in a line of danger. So with them, instead of staying and them being able to go in the stadium and be safe, they opened the boundaries for everybody to be in danger. And so Madison's children were in danger. And one thing you got to commend her on, her children has always been her heart. Like Nick and Alicia, she gave up everything for Nick. She always, he had his addiction and stuff. She always went out of her way for him. Alicia felt abandoned at certain times in her life, but she knew Alicia was strong. So that's why she didn't really coddle her the way that she did Nick. It wasn't because she loved Nick more, but Nick needed more because of his addiction. But anyways, she did everything for her kids, man. And so you end up finding out that she sacrifices her life. In the whole season, we like, did she die? Is she alive? Even at that time, you like, well, maybe she lived. Maybe she lived. They didn't see her die, but at the end, you kind of see I'm waiting. She goes in, she leaves all the walkers inside. That's how everybody got inside. So she leaves them in, and you thinking she was gonna go through the tunnels and come out, but she wasn't able to do that. So she wound up. They didn't eat her. She used a flame or whatever. She burned everybody. That's why they all scorched in there. So she wound up getting burned in the fire as well. So rest in peace, Madison. That was a sad moment. And the teachings that she gave to her kids, they kind of fell off with her death, but they kind of resurfaced towards the end of the episode. Morgan has always been, he been kind of crazy, been rather crazy, super antisocial. But towards the end, in these upcoming episodes, well, the past few episodes, he has found his humanity again, and he spent so much time running away from people, but he gives it another chance. He gives him another shot, and he really contributing to this group. Hopefully, yeah, John, he's gonna be all right. I thought that he might have died because, you know, like, especially a mid-season or season finale, you kind of expect a death. So I was kind of expecting like a fresh death, but the death we find up being was Madison's death, and it's very sad because, and not to be petty, but I'm hoping this person is watching my video. Somebody argued with me and said, Madison is the Rick of the show. She is the protagonist. Nothing can happen to Madison. Aha. Aha. I said, because I thought Nick probably was. And nah, Nick is not protagonist. He's something, they used a big gigantic word. Nah, there's just bystanders or whatever. But no, Madison is the protagonist either. I don't think anybody is the protagonist on Fear the Walking Dead. I don't think Nick, Madison, Alicia, Daniel, none of them are the protagonists of the episodes. I think Fear the Walking Dead is so story driven and stuff. I think they want to do something different than Walking Dead. Walking Dead is like, if Daryl dies, we riot. I don't think they want to do that with Fear the Walking Dead. I think they want to prove a point that everybody can die. Anybody can go in any time, and the show can still survive. Because they kind of, I don't want to say that they kind of is a precursor, but if you've been up on the news, Rick is about to leave Walking Dead. So, can the show still survive without Rick? Coral died. Can the show survive without Daryl? But they about to give Daryl a stupid amount of money for him to stay, so I guess he's going to be the protagonist of Walking Dead. They're gonna surround it around him, but is he he's never been really much of a leader. But I guess homeboy, I can't think of his real name, but Rick Grimes, he's from over the pond. So I guess he wants to be around his family and stuff more. Or it could be a lot of people that leave Walking Dead, their careers have surpassed him. As big as a star he is on Walking Dead, everybody that's left, people wind up in Marvel movies and starring in shows and all kind of stuff. So it's like he's been kind of stagnant on Walking Dead. So maybe he wants a career change and want to do other things with his life. But we'll see. But Fear the Walking Dead is not that story. Is driven by one character. One thing I would like to touch on. It was a good episode though. To see whenever the past when Madison met that woman and she wound up trading her story for some food, and she wound up meeting her kids and stuff again. Like that moment and then her death moment is like, it was a real good episode. And I feel rest in peace Madison is very sad. I'm gonna try to watch Talking Dead, and I really want to see what they say and see if she's on that episode to talk about it. It was a real sad thing. But upcoming, it looks interesting. It looks like it's gonna be like hurricane season or something next season. Like Walker's gonna be flying and stuff. That's gonna be interesting. We haven't seen the elements play too much of a part, and it's gonna be more road driven, because it's like it's not a house anymore or a village they're staying in. It's like we surrounded everything around this tank. So this is our safe haven. So I give this episode, man, I give this episode a 10 out of 10. It's rare I do this, but I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10, man, because Madison, hey, she went out like a soldier. She went out like a soldier, man. But what do y'all think about this season of Fear the Walking Dead so far? I think as far as story-wise, the way they did it the whole season, it was confusing at times, but it kept you engaged. I wouldn't want the story to go like that all the time, but since there was a lot to tie up, it was a good way to do this part. But now when it picks up in August, I hope they don't do it this way. Before I forget, one thing I want to touch on. What happened to Daniel? What happened to Daniel? Because he was on the dam with Nick whenever it blew up. So they never did he just get into it with Walking Dead directors or producers or something, and they just don't want to mention him at all. Like he was, they don't even mention his death. Like what happened to Daniel? That's that's the only thing I hate about this season, man. I would have liked to see, right after the dam what happened, and did Daniel die? Like that's a big thing to just brush over. They already did it one time before, whenever, but you thought he died in the fire, but he wound up being alive. So this right here, they're not even mentioning it at all. So, I don't know, but 10 out of 10. What do you think about this season of The Fear of Walking Dead? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Are you not watching the show anymore? Are you only waiting for Walking Dead? If so, you wouldn't be watching this video. But holla at your boy, like, comment, subscribe. Gonna be the greatest and the most hated. Peace out.